All right, everyone. Well, welcome back to Hoop to Holler with Dylan Walrus, aka the B-Ball Study Hall. What's going on, my man? How's it going on the plains today?
Planes are good, Wally. You and I just cruising to these, sweet summers. The best three things about teaching, right? What are they?
Yep. Tell me. I'm not sure.
June, July, and August, my man.
No,
No,
there you go. There you go. Yep. I like that. Yeah.
we're just pushing through here. Yeah, doing
August
good.
is mostly school around these
Yeah,
parts.
that's
Yeah.
right. Do you get out pretty soon
Yeah.
then? You must have an early release then.
June 10th.
Yeah.
June 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get big breaks though. You get a big spring break. You get a big Christmas. So yeah, get your time then. But
Yeah. Yeah. We
we,
got 3 weeks during the holidays, which is
we've
nice.
we've got our teaching duties, but more, to offset that a little bit, we were in prime early second round. The
Of
playoffs are going
course.
strong, dude, and it's
Absolutely.
it's been pretty fun. You want to start out east today?
Start
Are
out
you
east. Yeah. Let's start out east.
all right? Well, I need to know tonight. We have game two. The Bockers, the Knickerbockers, who are rounding into form, playing some of their best ball against a Joel Embiid-less tonight 76ers. How did you feel about these teams coming off of the first round, and where do you think this sits? Game two at Madison Square to go up 2-0.
Damn shame that Embiid's out, man,
Mm-hmm.
because he clearly was the guy who got the Sixers over that hump with Boston. I was
Yeah,
feeling like the Sixers were going to have some momentum rolling in, but these Knicks, they
playing
are
good.
looking, whew, man. I think I saw a stat that they're the first playoff team to win 3 straight games by 25 or more
Yeah,
points, something like
yep.
that. I
Separation.
mean that, right, exactly. That's impressive, man. And Jalen Brunson. That guy just continues to prove that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he might be a liability on defense, but I think he brings enough on offense to be worthwhile. Best contract in the NBA, hands
Mm.
down.
Yeah,
So I think without Embiid going tonight, I think the Knicks keep rolling along, man.
yeah.
If Embiid's going to be out, if he's going to be, less than 100%, that's looking like brooms to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the only pushback I'd have is I agree with everything there. The volatility of the Knicks regular season. Do we see that again in the playoffs, or have they truly turned this corner? Mike Brown is playing, almost using Cat as kind of like a Joker light, where he's playing through him, but it's not necessarily getting Joker a lot of opportunities. But they've changed that. And then OG, when you talk about Brunson's liabilities on defense, OG, of course, and Bridges are there defensively to cover for him. But OG's offense has been next level good.
Yep.
Like there's argument to be made. He's one of him, Cade, like a handful of, maybe your boy Braun, are the best playoff contributors going, which is kind of wild. So I guess I would say simply, New York should again separate 10-15. No disrespect to Maxey and VJ, I love, but I don't think they have the horses. I think Paul George was excellent that first round. I think he's coming back to reality. That then again, I could see the Pistons, now that they don't have Embiid, having clarity of, we've all got a green light, and maybe putting one on the Knicks. And if the Knicks, that's what I guess I want to see, is like, have the Knicks established that they are the real deal out of the East, and they might even give OKC, or whether your Spurs get there, they might even give them a run. And tonight's the night where you got to go out and dominate and do that. So it should happen on paper, but in the back of my head, I still have a little doubt on the Knicks, but maybe
They
it's
have to
here.
prove it.
They have to
I'm
prove
with
it.
you. I
Yeah,
mean, two
that's the
thoughts.
beauty of the
First
playoffs.
off, when it comes to OG Anunoby, people forget, like that 2019
People
Raptors
forget.
championship.
Yeah, he's
People do
vital.
forget, man.
Yep, he's vital.
Exactly. You had Claw,
Yep,
Siakam, but
yep.
OG, man,
And
he was a
and
big
Freddie
part of
B.
that.
Yep.
That's
Interesting. Did you
absolutely
see
right.
that? Did you see the Masai? He got hired then for the Mavs now. I'm
Oh,
gonna
is that right?
Ujiri. How do you say his last name? Ujiri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Masai Ujiri.
yeah, when you think about those pieces that left for Toronto and what they got back, I mean, they got a nice thing with CMB, and for sure Scotty Barnes is a player, but like, I always thought the exodus after that championship was so strange under his watch. And so everybody's really high and excited for him to be with the Mavs. But I don't know, that Raptor squad, you're right. They were good, and OG was the galvanizing force. Then he had these injury-plagued seasons where he didn't play. But since he's been with the Knicks, he's been really healthy. And yeah, both sides good. And no drama, dude, right? Doesn't need touches. I mean, he's an additive force. Been really good this
No doubt
playoff.
about it. Yeah, and I think real quick before we move on from the Knicks,
Yeah.
that they have to see this as their prime opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not going to
No
have with this
Celtics.
group.
Yep.
They're, we'll talk about here the Pistons and the
Yeah.
Cavs, but the
Fraudulent
Pistons
Cavs.
are looking good. But yeah, sure, but so those Knicks, man, I have a feeling
Yeah.
they're going to be coming out of that East. But let's go now to Cavs Detroit. Fraudulent. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead
I
and
just,
expound on that
yeah, like,
because,
like
man,
I don't mean to be a negative, and I know the NBA, like, part of the fun is just like trashing dudes when obviously like they're amazing. Like, I will give that, but like to pair James Harden and Donovan Mitchell in a backcourt to me is just like, yeah, the fraudulent playoff combination of two dudes that might show you awesome ball throughout the regular season. And then when it comes to winning time and big moments, wilt. Of course, Donovan Mitchell had his bubble 50s where he was trading with Jamal Murray, which also had kind of a fraudulent playoffs, if we're being honest. Jamal
yeah,
Murray meltdown, but yeah, I just think like I'm kind of liking this Pistons squad, and especially Duncan Robinson last night, 5 of 8 from three. Did you see his special on his brother Mac 10 did? David Benjamin did.
didn't watch it, but I'm
Yeah,
familiar with the nature of it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's heavy
It,
stuff,
it
man.
just makes
Yeah,
you root. It just makes you root for that dude.
I
And
agree.
so like I kind of want to see the Pistons. I want to see the Pistons Knicks at this point. That's the next round I want to see. So
Classic matchup.
for sure. And the Cavs have the talent, right? And no respect to Jared Allen, Mobley. I think those are fine players. Struess is playing well in moments, but yeah, at the end of the day, and I think they did lose their other shooter too. I think the Cavs lost their other shooter, the little white guy that can sling a little bit. But Pistons, dude, Cade might be the best player going in the playoffs, singular. And then
He's the real deal.
he's a real deal. And what Seward Thompson is doing, and finally Duran's kind of starting to defend a little bit. And then Tobias Harris is putting like kind of like OG, an unsung dude that's producing, that's bounced around a lot, kind of found a home. So and then if they just don't have shooting. So if they can get a little bit
Yep.
of help there, but I like the Pistons clamp D, and I kind of like seeing James Harden and Donovan Mitchell get it handed to them in the playoffs. The true serum of like, yeah, you guys can look good, you can put up stats, you can be all stars, you can be all NBA, you can get these big contracts, but like, show me where you win in the playoffs. Like, show me. You know, even the
Yeah.
Utah days, Rudy Gobert was the scapegoat. Rudy is winning with Minnesota, and Donovan's gone to
True.
this stacked Cavs team, and they flame out every year. So, yeah, your
True. No,
thoughts?
I'm with you. I think the Spurs, I mean, we're about to get to the Spurs, but no, I think the Pistons, they had that first round scare. I think that
Mm-hmm.
woke them up.
Man, that was close
And
too.
yeah,
Gives you credit to
big
how good the
time.
Magic defense was, right?
For sure. Yeah. And I thought it
And
was a
how
bit,
bad their offense was, dude, and how bad the Magic offense was.
yeah.
My
It
God.
was hasty
Yeah.
though that they got rid of their coach, man. Like, you know, I mean, they had a little bit of injuries going on this year. You know,
It's
it's
dead
like,
man walking, I
anyways.
think.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, the Pistons. I think that they're right now firing all cylinders, pun intended.
Yeah, good.
And
Yeah, Wally.
Kate,
There he
oh
is.
yes,
There he
absolutely.
is.
And
There's Sean
and
McVay.
Cade, how funny was that? And
So
yeah,
good.
Cade Cunningham, you know, if he doesn't have that collapsed lung, I think he might sneak in possibly to that top 3 MVP. Probably wouldn't have, but I think it
All
would have
NBA
been
for sure.
pretty.
First, he should have
Oh
been
yeah,
like. This is what I hate about those regular season awards. You now see Cade was better than Jaylen Brown, right? I thought Jaylen Brown was the All NBA fifth
yeah.
spot. But you know, and I mean like matchups and playoffs, but like it
Both have
is.
very good resumes this
Yeah, but it is
season.
like this is the time like for Cade to come off that collapse lung, and have you seen that thing he's wearing, this giant thing, and he's
I
still taking
have.
shots. Yeah, so he's got like this big like thing around. Who's the quarterback that kind of wears one of those that looks like him? Anyway, got this big thing, and he's still taking shots. Him and Joel Embiid both are on the floor all the time. Joel Embiid for flopping reasons, but yeah, power to Cade, dude.
And
I've
he
kind of
can
become a
dish it.
believer. I've kind of
That's
become a
the thing
believer.
about
Yeah,
him.
he can pass.
He, you
His own
know,
speed.
like he
He
gets his
is
dimes, man.
is he more Luka like without the three ball, but like kind of playing at his own speed? Like the way he kind of controls it and keeps it on a string and never gets sped up is pretty dynamic.
A little bit, yeah,
Yeah. And
a little bit.
singularly, like he can just get where he wants. He's huge, part of it too. Like he's a
Big guy.
big dude. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. I think Knicks Pistons is probably what we're looking at for the Eastern Conference Finals, and that should be a great series.
You think
All right,
sweep
let's
Knicks?
go West.
You think Broom Knicks and Pistons in what, 6,
I
5,
think
7?
I think the Pistons might pull this off in 5.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't think it
Cool.
goes 7. I think it's 5 or 6, and I think the Knicks right now, especially with them beat out tonight, the way they're playing, I think that's Brooms, man. I really do.
All right.
All
Our
right,
lovely
man.
West.
So yeah, let's
It's a
go out
walrus
west.
on the West Coast, swimming in the Pacific Ocean.
This
Where do you wanna go
wonderful
first?
friendship, got started off with teapups and 6,
Yeah,
and
man, dude, what a team.
wow, you
Yeah.
just gotta tip your cap to that team, man. There's a reason why they've made the conference finals back-to-back seasons.
Yep.
That I mean, I
Vinci.
was, yeah,
Vinci
very
coaching for the
impressive.
playoffs. Yeah.
Very impressive. You know, the thing about that team is that, like I just said, they've been through it now 2 years in a row.
Yep.
So they know what they're doing. And they got grit on that team. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we've talked,
Jaden
you know, previously
Jaden.
about Jaden McDaniels,
Yeah.
man.
Your guy.
I love that guy, man.
Yep.
He is
Yeah,
awesome. You know,
it is funny when you think of the AR Jaden current debate that we had previously. You know, like when you shine some light on that right
uh-huh.
now. Yeah,
Do
it's
you
interesting.
see
Well, I
why
mean,
I made
we
that
could talk
choice?
AR in a little bit, but I give
We
him credit
will.
for being out on the court at all.
I
I think
agree.
I mean like he looks hamstrung, pun
Yeah.
intended. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But
yeah,
yeah,
so
the grit of the T Wolves, Finchy. It's also frustrating, Wally, right? Because like they coast, they're as volatile as the Knicks in the regular season, and then
sure.
and you hear reports that they like this is in the end. Doesn't every team take on the role of their stud, like the identity of their stud? Well, you look at OKC, now they're kind of cool like Shea. Look at Duncan as a leader. Look at Steph as a leader. You know, teams that kind of follow suit. Even like Houston with KD is kind of interesting. You know, and how they've flamed out. Brunson in New York, maybe a little bit, and then Braun leading the Lakers. But Ant, you can't not love and appreciate him. And yet he's kind of like, well, roll the balls out, and maybe I'll play. You know, like, does the regular season matter? But when it comes to the playoffs, I'll be there. I'll be ready. And he's going to talk the smack to do it. And he finally had a good game, limited minutes, but that was his best game in the playoffs, game one. So if you got him going, and Finchy somehow kind of pulls the strings, and you got this bully ball thing happen with Randall and Jaden, and you got to give Rudy flowers at some point, dude.
Yep.
Like Wemby didn't want any part of the paint because he was stressed so much on defense. 0 of 8 from 3, settling the entire game. I want to see how he comes back tonight. That's what I'm most interested in, and see what Mitch Johnson does to get him touches both in pick and roll, at the nail, at the elbow, like downhill to the rim versus like fatigue settle, and I think Cornette's got to back him on defense. Steph Castle fouls out. He was a non-contributor in the fourth quarter. I think he's going to be on one tonight. I think I'm excited to see the young Spurs response. Do you think the Wolves can do this? Do you think it's?
I think they can, man. I really do.
But you have the Spurs going,
again.
dude.
I think the Spurs are going to still win the series,
Okay.
but it's looking like a 7-game series to me. And
Okay.
I agree with you. It's going to come down to those two Frenchmen, like whose will is going to win out. Because, you know, as we're talking about this, you know,
Battle of the baguettes.
That's good. That's a good one right there. That's a good one,
That's
man. That's a buttery.
I was going to say the Frenchies.
That's a buttery one. Yeah, no, it's when I think about, you know, how that game went, like you're describing with Wemby, I don't want to see. I mean, I kind of do want to see that guy get caught in this because, you know, that would mean they're not going to be in the Lakers' way for forever. But he kind of falls into that trap that Anthony Davis has fallen into in his career. You're a big guy. Yeah, you got skills, put the ball on the floor, put it through your leg, pull up. But come on, man, like use your size to your advantage. And if your shot isn't dropping, I'm a broken record when it comes to this, but I'm sorry, it's just basic basketball. Get to the rack, man.
Yeah.
Like attack the rack.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Do it.
But like, is it that easy? Like, does he want to do that?
It's not.
Because he's been exerted. He got 12 blocks on defense. They're like the credit I give the Timberwolves, whether it's game plan or stubbornness, I think it's both. Shannon Terrence Jr., Ant, Jaden, all of them just kept going at the Spurs, and that's the thing I think you do. You just because he's big, you're gonna have those 180s where you just turn totally away. But the more you attack him, the more he has to work. Whether he blocks your shot or not, you might get it back. You might put it in. Like,
sure.
You wore him out. You know,
to my point, though.
Yeah.
To my point.
Yes.
Force the action. Get that guy and his team on their heels. It's so much harder to defend when you're moving backwards.
Wemby doesn't have the energy because he's exerted it on defense, is what I guess I'm saying. He doesn't have the energy to attack because he's used it on defense. So I think you have to protect him on defense so that he can exert and get to your rack on offense. I think that's the fight that the T-Wolves did is they muddied it up. And then it still comes down to one shot. Did they need a timeout there at the end? Do they need a timeout? I think they did.
It's one of those, you know, hindsight 2020s. Yeah. No, I think they
just looked discombobulated.
I think they probably made the right call. I think that's clearly something that I would imagine they practiced, but maybe they knew they need to be doing a little bit more. You know, that sort of late game scenario. You know, I mean, the guy got a clean look, you know, and he's a guy, Champagne, who can hit the three. So
we both.
But that's that's an exciting series in the
It
making.
is.
I think it does go 7. I really do.
Okay.
And the Wolves can do it. They for sure can. I feel the Spurs will. But that's looking pretty good, man.
Let's
It's looking
talk
pretty good.
that case study out with me then. Then do you see tonight as a must win? Because if the Spurs go down 0-2 back to Minnesota, how does it work? Like they got to win tonight, right? So they
I
split.
don't think so. I
So
think
if they go
I
down
think even if
0-2, how does it go then? They go to Minnesota, win game 3. Now they're down 1-2.
I mean, they'd have to go ahead and return in kind and take both in Minnesota. That would
And
be
you think
very
that's doable?
difficult for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's doable. I think it's doable.
Minnesota's
I think
home.
it's doable.
They've got some home court nastiness going this year. I think the one thing we've seen though, and maybe he's protected this year, is Ant flames out in the playoffs. He wears down. Maybe he's more protected. You know, coming back from that injury, dude, that was gruesome. To see him on that court game 1 was, I think, a surprise to everyone,
Gritty,
including
man.
his team, and I'm sure they were all behind that. But like, yeah, I kind of think I think Wally, they got to win tonight. They got to split, because I think in Minnesota you're going to give up one of those games, and if you lose tonight, now you're down 1-3. You're not coming back. So I like your 6-7 prediction.
Not necessarily. Pistons just did it.
Yeah,
Sixers just did it.
Fair, rare as it comes, isn't it? Against a team, Wally, that what did they score? 14 points and a half. Is that what they put up? Is that what the 19
Crazy.
points? I mean, it was like, yeah, rock fight. Okay, well, I think that is
Crazy.
the most fun series to watch from a fan perspective. I'm really enjoying, and the cross matchups. Steph Castle versus Jaden McDaniel, I think is just awesome. It's just fun. Like tonight, if you get a chance to watch that one, just watch Steph clamping. He's going from Ant to Jaden, and Jaden's doing the same. Like they're just beating the crap out of each other. And then you got the baguette, the battle of the baguettes as well. Like it's a fun watch. And
I agree.
Julius Randle too is kind of putting his stamp on it. And then the other piece, you were high on De'Aaron Fox, dude. He was terrible in game 1.
Yeah.
He got outplayed by a geriatric Mike Conley, right? Like Conley was more efficient. And so does Fox give them something, or is it up to Dylan Harper and Steph Castle to create all the offense? Like Fox has got to show up now, right? That's why you're paying him a max salary. He was a ghost. About it. I'd rather have AR there. Well, let's talk about your Lakers.
Yeah, it was not the best showing from much of that Spurs team, but I we'll see. It could go either way.
12 blocks.
I mean, yeah,
from 3.
like,
2 of them were goaltends for sure.
Yeah,
but 0 of 8 from 3, 12 blocks. Just think of that stat line. Like 2026. Would you have ever thought you'd see that stat line? You took 8 threes, you missed them all, and you got 12 defensive blocks in one game. It's pretty wild.
He's a freak. All right, so yeah. Game 1.
First, hold on. First, let me introduce you. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have Sean McVay on the shot clock, 24 seconds. Tell us about your Lake Show, brother. And you're battling a champ. You're battling an all-time team.
Funny, right?
The expectations are pretty low. But Sean McVay, what are you going to do? You are the man who can do more with less. How do you get your Lake Show back in? Was that the best game you're going to play, and you just needed AR to hit 3 more shots, and maybe you're in it? Because LeBron was good, dude. And Shea was not good. And Shea was not good. And that's not going to happen.
Scored less than 20 points. That never happened.
Turned it over.
Yeah, that was a winnable game. In terms of Sean McVay, yes, I called in before the game. They had people calling in, and this is what we got to do, guys. You got to play downhill. You got to take it to the rack, right? I mean, yeah, I suppose I did sound.
I thought it was more Hoosiers.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Hoosiers. Yeah, that was definitely not intentional. But yeah, shout out Michael Thompson.
I mean, if you're going to be comped to somebody both visually and audibly, Sean McVay's. I mean, that's a top 5 draft pick.
Big compliment.
Morgan Freeman, Sean McVay.
For sure. Definitely more in the McVay camp in terms of what I'm capable of. So, yeah, that was the game and that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, if the Lakers had any, semblance of pulling off a miracle, you got to get that game 1. And they were there, man. They were there in the first half.
3 quarters.
They were there first, for most of that third quarter. And they just regressed to the same old nonsense. So yeah, Austin Reeves, absolutely god awful game. 3 of 16, 18.8% field goal percentage. Worst shooting game a Laker has had in the playoffs in the last 35 years. That's like,
who was it 35 years ago? Who was it? Did you see?
I have no idea, man. But at a minimum of 15 shots, right? Exactly.
Michael Cooper. Maybe it was Thompson. Maybe it was Thompson. It was Coco.
Yeah, probably not. No, probably not. It was probably someone, in that, before early Kobe Shaq days, if I had to guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point because it's 2026, and that guy, he laid an egg, and he knows it. Everyone knows it. It's a shame. What needed to happen And what should always happen was just mentioning this with Wemby, despite the fact you're right, he's exerting all sorts of energy on defense. If your shot isn't dropping, yes, take it to the rack, man. Force the action.
Did you think AR was trying to? Do you think he had the physical ability?
He
Because to me,
stopped.
to me, it just looked like
Maybe.
the thing I've heard that he has that other guys don't have is this. They call it a wiggle, right? He has an
Right.
ability to continue getting downhill without having to do any kind of like false steps or even with his dribble, like any wrap stuff. And I just
Yeah.
wonder if he's limited with that's what it looked like to me. Is like he
He's
didn't
for sure in some
like
sort
obviously
of
he's
pain.
yeah, and he's not like
The
an elite.
oblique, you can't avoid
Yeah,
your oblique.
yeah,
But
taking bumps. Yeah,
it's the pump fake action
mm,
that's how he gets so many of his
yeah,
drawn fouls, you know.
yep.
So he just
And he takes
and
contact.
he
He's not
takes
afraid of contact.
contact, you
But
know.
if you got a bad oblique and you're not able to like have that burst and you know I don't know man like I heard one interesting thing. Peyton Watson for the Nuggets didn't play in the playoffs. Do you know why?
No, why?
I have been wondering the whole time. Justin Termini, shout out their radio show. He said that it was because he's just trying to preserve his contract for next year, and
Mm.
he had his good showing in January, so he wasn't going to put himself on the line. And
There were people out here talking about that today with Austin Reeves, that he
and
shouldn't be
well
playing in terms of costing himself some money.
That's was the pause I was going to spin. It's like all credit in the world to dudes that just
I agree.
choose to lace it up, and I think that is AR. So yeah, I think you'll see a bounce back. But yeah, it was tough. You know, I mean, all the guys,
If,
everybody's hurt, but like he did come back pretty quick from a thing that's pretty severe,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I credit him. I like AR. I hope to see him on the Lakers next season. You know, for me, he's got that Laker vibe to him, and Luka. You know, like that's an important thing for Luka Doncic by all
Yep.
accounts, that Austin Reeves remains with him on the team.
If
It's
Luke
just
ever
again,
plays, if Luke
if
ever
Luka ever
plays,
plays, he's not coming back in the playoffs, and that's fine. I think that's the correct
but
decision.
just
But really,
but
though,
even start doing the historical calculus there, Wally. When's the last time we
yeah,
saw Luca play?
I
Like
mean, right, beginning of April. I know,
no, I mean
so a
like
month ago.
in the playoffs though. I mean like
Oh, in
when's
the
the last time
playoffs.
we saw like a Luca playoff run? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, it
Like
was that finals run in 2024
so it's been two
to go
full.
to the Celtics.
This will be the
To
second
lose to the
season since
Celtics,
then.
rather.
Okay,
Yeah.
or third
You know,
season.
so, but, you know, the first three that Reeves, you know, attempts from the logo, misses. It's just at that point, okay, I don't have that in the bag tonight. So let's go to some other things, you know? So he was jacking up those stupid threes. Marcus Smart hit a couple ones early, but then ends up 2 of 8. You
Yeah,
know, LeBron put up a couple. He had a great
Smart and
game. I mean,
Kennard
LeBron
rode it
James,
in. Yeah, Smart and Kennard.
that's and see, that's the thing, you know. And I was talking about this, you know, after the game. People need to remember, you know, I said the Rockets were going to win in 6 games. That's because I didn't think Luke Kennard was going to be dropping 27. I think it was in
Yeah,
game 1 and 23 or
he was
24 in game
incredible
2.
early. Yeah. Yep.
So, you know, you get that big 2-0 start to the series. You know, it's like, wow, look at this guy. You
Yeah.
had people saying, like, why do we need Austin Reeves? We got Luke Kennard, and the guy's gone cold.
Yeah.
So you don't have that.
Is he
You, of
getting the
course, have
same opportunities? Do you think? Do you think he's? I mean, like obviously it's different with AR on the court, but even before that, you know,
yeah.
he kind of faded in the back of that series as well.
He's
Or
gotten he's
or is
gotten
this
shy. He's gotten shy in terms of putting up shots. There were a couple of times in the game where, like, clearly he was just like, okay, like I got to put up a shot here.
kind of
There
forcing?
was one that where he got fouled from 3 that just rimmed out.
Yeah,
But you know, it's just not. But he needs to keep shooting because he's going to
that's what he
eventually make
does.
them. You know. But yeah,
Given
he's gone
given you're
cold.
going against the best perimeter defense, you know, it's
Right.
dude after dude after dude that you're having to try to go against. But that is the difference in like true. I mean, credit to LeBron. Like consistent playoff players are rare air, right? Even superstars
Tip of
are
the
gonna have
cap, man.
a night off, night on. But like, I mean, Kennard, like it's pretty impressive what he did. It's very impressive what he did early. You almost expect a little bit of regress towards the mean, but like, can you give a little more? You know, same with Marcus Smart. Like, can you give a little
Yeah.
more? Because you got to squeeze. Like, if you're going to beat this team, every lemon has to be squeezed perfectly, right?
Every lemon has to be squeezed, and you have to cross every T and dot every I, and stop with the stupid cross-court passing. Like the
Oh,
turnovers last night,
yeah. I didn't
you
see what they
know,
had.
like, again, I guess it was what, you know, game 4, game 5 against the Rockets. You know, some of them
Yep.
were, you know, just losing the ball, you know, on a bad handle. But last night, no, they were those, you know, live ball turnovers, stupid cross court passing. You got to see the pass, man. It's something I've talked about ever since, you know, I started coaching basketball. You got to see it. If it's not there, you simply don't make the pass. Laravia had this ridiculous, like trying to like shuffle it to LeBron with the defenders right there. So
It's
yeah,
what it's what
the
OKC does
the
to you. It's what
the
OKC does to you. I mean, they bait you into that. And like, yes,
don't take the
yes,
bait, man.
yeah,
Just
but
don't take the bait.
the
Don't
pushback I have
take
is
it.
like,
Wait for the pass. If it's
yeah,
not there, just I don't know.
you're
You
talking
know,
fundamentals, and you're not wrong and seeing the pass. But like, I always just
very
kind of think like,
frustrating.
you have it or you don't. Like
Sure.
you have vision and feel or you don't. Like whether it's Magic or Joker, like go through like the best passers, Nash, Stock. Like you either have that ability or like you're a regular human. And Jacob LaRavia is a regular human. He's not a passer. I mean, like he's a hustle
No.
guy. He'll get you some loose balls and some 50-50s and crash the glass off the corner for a rebound. But like, I mean, yeah, and then you're going against the best defense. Can they win a
Of
game or
course.
two? Can they win? How do they win a game or two?
I think the Lakers have it in them to win at least one game. Probably is going to be either game 3 or game 4. I would imagine it would be game 3 because if they lose game 3, if they lose game 2, the inferences here they go down 0-3. That Thunder team, man, they're like it's like sharks in the water
And
with with blood, man. Like they're just swarming, man. And
you
that's the
know,
thing. Like you just can't. Let me just finish this point real quick because this is really for me the thing. The Thunder are a great team,
yeah,
but they're not unbeatable.
yeah,
They're great because they maximize your mistakes.
yeah.
If you give them an inch, they will take a mile.
Yep.
And the Lakers have done that. Other opponents have done that. Look, the Pacers, right? They're within a ruptured Achilles heel of
Yeah.
potentially being the reigning
Yeah.
champions and not the Thunder. They're beatable. And last night they didn't have their best game, but they hung in there and they just waited for what ultimately is the inevitable with the Lakers,
Yeah.
which is just stupid basketball, chucking up stupid threes, making stupid passes. It's it's a psychological. You've heard me say this before. It's a psychological thing. You start getting down on yourself, your opponent, they start getting their confidence boosted. That's what happened last night. And of course,
Yeah.
Jared McCain just coming in, boom,
I was
boom,
gonna say,
boom, boom, boom.
yeah. Yeah. You don't need him, Philly. Feel free to move off that
Yeah,
contract. No,
right.
I like everything you're saying with I agree. And that's what's really interesting about the playoffs is like that confidence the Lakers had against the Rockets early on, like kind of unbelievable, right? To that game 3 swipe and to win those games. And so where does it go? Exponentially, like the defense for the Thunder, how they clamp and they get away, of course, with physical play, especially on the perimeter. And then it's just contagious. And when you have every dude on a string doing that, it does just slowly bleed you. So you have to be perfect.
Yep.
And the other thought I had, you're right, they're beatable. Shea doesn't have to have his best game; they can still win. And that's what's interesting about the Wolves too, right? Like Ant didn't have his best games last series, and they still won
True.
against the. And maybe that's when it's like that could be a real team, right? I'm
Yeah.
curious. I'm curious if the Spurs, if the Wolves get there, like, can they stick it to the Thunder? Can the Knicks stay healthy and give it like? Is somebody going to give it to them? Because like Shea's great, but like they don't even have Dub right now. Are they on that kind of level all the time? Do they have to be, or is it just to your point, opportunistic? But you have LeBron as your leader. Like, why are you making mistakes at this point? Just because you don't have the talent top to bottom? You are relying on Laravia or Kennard to like hit shots. Like
it's anxious basketball. Like
okay.
you have to
They do that
slow
to
the
you.
game down.
They do that to you.
They do that to you. I agree, but that's my thing is that
Deal with
going
it.
into
Yeah.
this. So
Yep.
be prepared. If I'm JJ Redick, that's my phrase. See the pass. If it's not there, hold on to the ball. Wait for someone to try to come. Jackson Hayes had a couple, like a play or two, maybe at least one where like he literally was waiting like a good 5 seconds. It was on the right wing, just waiting for someone to come because exactly like if you make a bad pass, boom, they're going that way. They're making it, and all of a sudden you're like, we're not in it. So
can Rui process fast enough?
See. I hope the Lakers.
What do you think about Rui? Last thought. Maybe he froze up on us.
Dude, Rui's showing up, man. Rui's showing up. Am I here?
Yep,
Can you see me?
Yep.
Rui, to finish here. Rui's shown up. He's a dude who shoots over 50% now for his career in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I had a guy who I've met out here is a nice guy. Shout out Voltaire. He's a homie.
Hey, Voltaire.
Saying,
is this how you shout out Voltaire?
What's that? Exactly. That And to his credit, he actually knows like who the Voltaire was going back to France. Vive la France.
Wow. Baguette battle.
Rui is a knockdown shooter, man. He is if he's squared to the basket. So